These are the latter days.
Travis Wayne Goodsell, pattern alert, pattern alert, pattern alert. So, yeah, I was just reminded this morning, showering and shaving, about something going on this Saturday. And I need to remember to bring up the Joseph Smith translation. Pattern alert, pattern alert, pattern alert, Revelation, chapter 12, pattern alert, pattern alert. This is awesome. I give you guys exclusive material because I studied the material. I am educated, experienced, and I have been full-on testing it for these latter days. You get exclusive information from me. Not just with church history exclusive bombshells, as Joseph Fielding Smith Jr. pulled on us with Adam on Diamond, the secret combination meeting. God. So anyway, which leads to some other questions, because Joseph Smith had nothing to do with Adam on Diamond sacred secret priesthood meeting. This was something that the church under Brigham Young, as I can only find going back to Joseph Fielding Smith Jr. as the source for this information, and so yeah, they were using Joseph Smith, not just the Bible. Okay, anyway, okay, let's go back in time, give you a backstory. Remember May 30th, 2015? Of course you do. That's when Elder Perry died. And then that was followed on 3rd July, 2015 with Boyd K. Packer dying. And then September 22nd, 2015, pattern, Richard G. Scott dying. 3. And I've gone over with you how Revelation points this out. But we'll go over it again because we have this passage brought up again for us with this pattern. The Tetrad that we are currently in is more of a pattern than I realized with the 2014-2015 Tetrad pattern. And I had thought, well, this one's not on Jewish holy days. That's strange. Because the one in 2014-2015 was on the Jewish holy days of Passover and Tabernacles for April, and then October, and then September for Tabernacles for those 2 years. And what is interesting is that there was a total solar eclipse right in between them on March 20th, 2015. Not a Jewish holy day. And I refer you to my pattern video that I first did about how Faust and Hinckley died on rotating pattern with lunar eclipses when they died. So guess what? Pattern alert, pattern alert, pattern alert. And so we have a Jewish holy day for the solar eclipse this time. And not just any Jewish holy day. One of symbolic significance for a total, well, it's a total solar eclipse. But interestingly, after the first, I can take this down now, so I don't get confused. We have this Tetrad in May and November for 2021, 2022. In May, it was May 26th when we had the first of the Tetrad. And we just had the one in November for a partial. And that also was an anomaly. But on June 10th, 2021, we had an annular solar eclipse. And it was over the North Pole. And I should check, because I know I was talking about it back in June when it was occurring. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I bring them from the north countries and gather them from the coasts of the earth and blind them land in the weeping moon. Yeah. Because, it doesn't show the south. It's just the north countries. Gathering from the 4 parts of the earth and the leading of the 10 tribes from the land of the north. And that summer we were supposed to have the Exodus, and Mormons were wicked, and so it didn't happen. But it just says north, it doesn't say. So that's interesting. Alright, let's get back to that. Alright, so we have a total solar eclipse now. That is it's really disturbing that it won't behave. Well, it's now at the South Pole. June was North Pole, December 4th, South Pole. And this one is between the 2 sets of tetrads, of the Tetrad. And it's a Jewish holy day. Whereas the lunar eclipses are not on Jewish holy days. Back in 2014, 2015, lunar eclipses on Jewish holy days, solar eclipse not on a Jewish holy day. It missed Purim by about 15 days. Interestingly, last year, 2020, for Father's Day, we also had a total solar eclipse. That was fun. And so, should we, how do we present this for you? Which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Joseph Smith translation, and we won't go into, it's supposed to be Revelation, and Joseph didn't translate nothing. And Sidney Rigdon was involved. But, and there appeared a great sign in heaven. This was chapter 12. In the likeness of things on the earth. That's additional information. prepositional phrase, in the likeness of things on the earth. A woman clothed with the sun. And it just frustrates me to no end when I read to you from the member of the 70 who dismissed this, thinking that this is a real woman. Not the constellation of Virgo. This is a sign in the heavens, a star date, because of how specific John is being right here, or the author of John, claiming to be John. And the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And there's the significance. Because 3 stars are not a part of Leo. It is on the crown of Virgo. It is only composed of 9 stars for its designation. And if you don't understand, yes, there are gabillions of stars out there in that location, just in Leo alone. In fact, just one little star has just a tiny fraction around it, gabillions of stars just around that. And so it just frustrates me to no end that people think that, no, it's designated with 12 because the Revelation says so. You don't know the ancients who were the ones who developed this. 9 stars. And it's the brightest stars, and connecting the dots doesn't look like a lion. Nonetheless, that's what they designated. And along with other constellations. You know, you get something like a triangle, and it's supposed to be a man with weapons and shield and spears and an animal. It's like, huh? How did you get that from just a triangle? It's their story, they'll tell it. And so 9 stars for Leo. So 3 have to be added for this star date. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I was using the description from the latest song I did, or the latest video I did. And so yes, it's not a coincidence that 3 apostles die, and there's a change in leadership with it. Because Packer was the president of the Quorum of the 12, and according to Brigham Young's change in administrative succession, so that he can justify being the successor from Joseph, Nelson became the president of the Quorum of the 12. And so here's the other change. And the woman being with child, because this has to do with Nelson again. Cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. That was verse 2. Verse 3 is moved from verse 5 in the regular book of Revelation. And it's correct to do so. Because caught up unto God and his throne is part of that sign of the birth. And she brought forth a man-child, a male child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. This is a star date. So what is Jesus doing being born on the 23rd of September 2017? Matthew, can you help us with this? No, okay. You can't. You can't even name them correctly. Yes, there are 5 visible planets with 2 constellations and the sun and the moon, all part of this sign in the heavens. The 3 additional planets with Jupiter is the man-child, because he retrogrades for a period of a pregnancy. Which means we know when he was conceived, right after the 2016 election. There was a super moon that month. That was the conception date. Right after a 2016 American presidential election, the conception occurred for the need for a restoration of government and religion, Sure, it has nothing to do with the Book of Mormon. 1 Nephi chapter 1, verse 4. And so this bumps up verse 3 to verse 4. And there appeared another sign in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail, no, that's a different sign. That was Monson's death. And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. That was Monson when he died. Nelson then took over. See, Nelson is all over this. And that's why Nelson is sticking to Facebook now. Because he doesn't want me to know what he's saying. And so this sign, I found that it was right after 23rd September 2017. It was on December 17th, 2017. That day was a Jewish holy day of Hanukkah. Hey, that's tomorrow. Technically tonight, because the first day is the day, but the Jews designate the evening at 6 p.m. for the start of the day, the new day. So tonight at 6 p.m. is Hanukkah. And so they'll be lighting their menorah tonight for the first day tomorrow. And the dark day is something that I caught on to, because the Jews don't talk about it, and it's the day when the moon is new, so it's eclipsed, it's dark, and it's dark because it's right there by the sun. The sun's glory darkens the moon. We can't see it, but it's right there with the sun. And so it's considered the dark day of Hanukkah, the festival of lights, when the temple was restored by the Jews with the Maccabean revolt. You know, we once had the Apocrypha, but there was a church that took out the plain and precious things from our Bible in Mormonism in 1979. Which also contains the name Nephi. And to celebrate what has now become known as Hanukkah, it goes back to when they obtained the temple again, and they lit the menorah in the temple, and it lasted for 8 days. And there was a scary time. Oh no, we don't have enough oil. Will it last? And miracles happen. And so now it's a holy day, when the Jews don't realize it actually has to do with the latter days. Just like other holy days, and everything in the Torah is all about the latter days. As Deuteronomy tells us, there will be a man like Moses coming. That's the fulfillment of the Torah. And so the Ophiuchus is that location. And I didn't realize that God in his throne was a part of this, and I had not yet connected it to the Book of Mormon, 1 Nephi chapter 1, until after I had found this sign about the great red dragon, and learned about Ophiuchus, and went, oh, that's the throne of God? Oh. And then going back to the 23rd of September, oh, Saturn is an Ophiuchus. God and his throne. Ta-da! So yes, the Book of Mormon, connected with the Joseph Smith translation. They knew. And they were trying to tell us, giving us star dates. Joseph Smith was giving us star dates that came from Revelation. And so Hanukkah, the 5th day, the dark day, can never occur on the Sabbath for the Jews, which is Saturday. And if such thing occurs, they bump it to Friday. So that Friday is the 5th dark day. Even though the signs can't change. Oh, is that the Sabbath? Alright, well, we'll make the new moon on Friday then. Jews aren't that powerful. And so this is what is coming up for this Friday. Friday is the 5th dark day, because the actual 5th dark day of the new moon is on Saturday. And so that's tomorrow. This is why tonight is the first day for them, and they light the menorah, because 5 days takes us to Friday. And it just happens to coincide this year, of all years, as we are in the latter days, as it began in 2017, with the birth sign, and the death sign is the end of the latter days, 8 April 2024, with the total solar eclipse that crosses America from the one we had on 21st of August 2017. Oh, that was Monson's birthday. Again, with Nelson. It's all about Nelson. The latter days is all about Nelson. Isn't that great? Special. Tender victuals. And so the 10 horns is the tail. And there were an additional 5 moving celestial bodies that needed to join at that location to make it 10, because it's normally 5. 7 heads, yeah, serpents, the constellation of serpents that Ophiuchus is wrestling, has 7 heads, designated as stars, and 10 horns. And then 7 crowns upon his head? Yeah, the Corona Borealis. 7 stars for the crown. So that's the star date given by John because of the specifics. And it helped to know of the great detail of the birth at the beginning. And John gives the 8 April 2024, if you've not been paying attention to my videos. What are you doing with your life? Revelation 19, specifically verses 11 and 17. It is not a real Jesus flying on a space horse. Wow! But it made for a great, hilarious movie, Rapture Palooza. He shot it down. You killed my son! Hilarious. So you can watch this during this week. Watch that. If you're not superstitious and worship idols of R-rated movies. I don't know if it's R-rated or not, but I'm pretty sure it would be. Rapture Palooza. Anna Kendrick. And so, by moving this to verse 4 instead of verse 3, we get Revelation 12:4. Anybody catch it? What month is December? It's supposed to be the 10th month. Deca 10. So why is it 12? And the 4th. Saturday. The 5th dark day. Because in 2017 this was the 5th dark day, and now December, 12th month, 4th day, is now the dark day. He pulled a dualism with this. That is awesome. And not only is it awesome, because I was wondering, well, there really isn't anything going on this day back in 2017. It is the sign, but I'm unaware of anything that happened as an event on that day. That's weird. Until now, it occurs to me because of the move that Joseph Smith made. Because now this is a Jewish holy day between a Tetrad, not on a Jewish holy day. The pattern. Next year is gonna be fun. If nothing happens this weekend. But again, it's all about Nelson. And if you're curious how it would apply to Nelson, I'm going to have to ask those who are blinded by faith to turn away, mute your video, skip ahead. I can't tell you how far ahead yet. I haven't done it yet. Deuteronomy Chapter 18. After talking about the man like Moses coming in the future, he then starts talking about verse 20. But that the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods. Who's the Mormon God? It's not Jesus. Even that prophet shall die. Now that's interesting because Joseph quotes Acts, which refers to this about the coming man like Moses, and Deuteronomy says, I will require it of him. That's not what Acts says. And that's not what Joseph Smith says, even though he says, quoted exactly Acts. So, yeah. Yep. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, the Lord hasn't spoken it. Duh. And so, also interesting is that John in Revelation also talks about this false prophet in several places. And New Testament, and it's in chapter 19 also. Because, verse 20, we already know it's a star date for 8 April 2024. And then you have verse 20. The beast was taken. That's the beast of Revelation 13. Who has the name of the beast on the forehead of the followers. And after visiting Welfare Square, got the idea to have people use an ID at the grocery stores to buy and sell. And his image is all over the internet and TV. But the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him. Yeah, he pulled an idol god in April 2020 conference. He has lots to learn about symbolism, as he tried to pull a fast one on Mormons. But this was right after the Adam-on-Diamond Sacred Secret Priesthood meeting that Mormons can't know about. Oops, I revealed it to you. I'm a little late on it, but there was some activity going on then, and Nelson was pissed. Yeah, you have the cornerstone is the church. Oh, but it's got Jesus' name in it. But who is built on top of the church? Jesus, as an idol god, is built on top of the cornerstone, which is the church. The church creates Jesus as an idol god. Jesus is the cornerstone. The church is built on him. You screwed that one up royally. but refuses to change. And so, yes, when they talk about worshiping the image, who do Mormons worship? The image. It's amazing how precise they are in fulfilling scriptural prophecy. And so, yes, you want more? Yeah, Joseph Smith even knew about this. Of course he did. Section 85, verse 8. While that man, who is not the one mighty and strong, somebody else, who was called of God and appointed, doesn't say which God, that putteth forth his hand to steady the ark of God. Well, isn't that his job? To go in the Holy of Holies? To touch the ark of God? Only he can do it, right? Shall fall by the shaft of death. Just like Deuteronomy says. Just like Revelation says. Because I don't think I got to that, did I? Like the tree that is smitten by the vivid shaft of lightning, ride the lightning. Metallica. They both were cast alive in a lake of fire burning with brimstone. Such pleasant, peaceful, harmonious scriptures that we have. So yes, we are in the Tetrad, and it is a pattern. And Nelson is aware of it. Because he went on Facebook, and the last word is pattern. Pattern alert. Pattern alert. So now I've got to spend the time to redo a picture, make a picture. I can't put the prophets on yet. It hasn't been fulfilled yet. But we're in it. And I did it in advance this time. Awesome. And an additional reminder for you, the second of the Tetrad, or the last of the Tetrad. So the first one was on 26th of May 2021. Then we just had 19 November 2021, then 16 May 2022, and then 8 November 2022. That's election day. Just throwing it out there.